Okay. Fire away.
How did Abe Lucas make it through the week?
He practiced except for today. He did a nice job. I think it's we are on the right track to get him back even more seriously next week and see if he's got a shot. He needed to make it through something, and we need to see how he would respond. And we don't have all that information yet, but each Wednesday and Thursday he did fine and came out okay seemingly today, but it was just a day to make sure we didn't overload.
Jamal Adams has been telling us doctors would say the knee would be barking for a while. Is this week any more than others?
He's just telling you what it feels like. Yeah, his knee's been something. So we just try to take care of him and figure it out as we go.
Anthony Bradford, how'd he come out?
He did fine. He did fine. He's ready to go.
Trey Brown, what happened with him?
Some jammed his foot or something on a play, and it's just sore. He's not injured seriously, but it's we're trying to race to get back right now.
Was Tyler able to go today?
No, he ran today though. He worked out and did all that with the trainers. We didn't run him at practice. He'll run again tomorrow. It's day to day right now.
Does he expect Trey to play?
Yeah, I'm feeling like that's what everybody's saying. He's still got to do it. He's got to make sure he's okay.
That was from the game, the foot thing?
No, in practice.
Yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Was it the day before? Yesterday, yeah.
With the short week next week, can you really learn any more about how Abe is doing, since you probably won't even have a full practice?
Well, we'll do some extra stuff with him to make sure. We'll aside from the other guys, we don't need to hold him back, from the work. So we'll get some stuff done. We had thought about it this week. We thought let's just get him through it, and so we'll come back next week and take a look at him again.
So fair to say Jason Peters will probably be part of the game plan again?
We got to wait till tomorrow and see what's going on. I'm not sure I can tell you anything about that yet. No, I am sure. I can't tell you anything about it yet. Yeah, but my bad.
Tyler and Jamal, do you expect both of them to play?
We'd like them to. We'd like them to. We'll see what happens.
You mentioned you thought Woolen, I think you said on your radio show, you thought Woolen played one of his better covered games Sunday, but the tackling needed to be cleaned up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He obviously had the injury, had to come back from, and then I think he suffered another one. He had a couple games into it. So it's just taking him a little bit of time to kind of get back to that same.
Yeah, it's just he missed camp and had to play himself back into full speed. He's a speed player and it took him a bit and he's done everything he can and he's getting better and playing better and so I'm really excited about him in the second half of the season. I think he can really do some great stuff.
Have you seen Witherspoon just settle into the dual role the way he's moving around?
Yeah, he's fine with it. He really, it's no problem for him at all. There's nothing that we are concerned about him learning or understanding or anything. He's conceptually a really good learner, and so yeah, he's handled all of it.
How rare is that for a rookie?
Yeah, what's rare is how quickly he took to it. It was like the first 2 weeks he was there, and it just shows you that he has great sense and awareness, and he can make sense of the coaches speak and all of that, and put the concepts into play, and feel very comfortable and play fast, with confidence and all of that. So it is pretty rare, yeah.
When it comes to the Rams defense, Byron Young is having a great season, at least getting into the backfield. I'm sure some of that is playing opposite of Aaron Donald, but what else does he do? What other skill set does he have that gives him that speed or that range?
Yeah, he's explosive. He's got good quicks. You can see him growing, with his experience. Makes good choices. They run really good games. And Aaron is a big part of that. And whenever he's out there, he affects everybody. But he's done a really nice job, and they cut him loose a bunch, so he gets a lot of good opportunities.
Do you know when they first started doing colors with the number to do cadences? When that first got going? I don't remember.
That's a good question. I have never even thought about that before, Michael. So I'm glad you brought it up. Way back in the day, there was numbers that were, you 1, 2, or 3, 1, 2, 38, 138, and the numbers were a hot number kind of a thing, and all that. But no, I don't remember, unfortunately. But It just became part of the game, and I can't tell you when it started. Sorry.
Does that go back to UOP though for you?
The Tigers. Yeah, I might go back to the Tigers. The Tigers, we said hike. So.
Rippon and Waldron were saying that McVay's really good about knowing defensive players and schemes and where defensive guys are depending on where the offense. Is he unique in that regard as an offensive play caller?
I don't know if unique because a lot of guys are are well schooled, but he's really good at it. Yeah, that's just part of why I have respect for his game and what he's done and all. He's very well versed and makes very good decisions in that regard, and also using his own people too, to their special talents. He's a really good personnel coach. He gets the most out of his guys.
One more on the cadence thing. Do you have any input on what you guys use in any given year, like green 80 or white, whatever? Do you have input, or just let the OC do it?
It's really not ever been an issue, Mike. I don't know I've not thought that I should weigh in on that. I know when I'm doing my stuff, and I'm my 7-ons and stuff out there, that I like to mix my colors.
We got to ask you a lot about flying back east. When you fly to LA, what goes into when you go on Saturday versus earlier or later?
Well, because of the it's basically the time change, is the issue when you're going back. So the fact that there isn't one, that it doesn't necessitate getting settled in and all that. Our guys can really treat this like it's a home game, in a sense, in terms of their preparation and their Friday nights and all that. And so we ask our guys to really develop a routine and how they lead into the games. And so this is for them, this is like a home game Friday for them. And so, and then you get on the plane, next thing you know, you're there. It's kind of how it goes. So I don't know. It's worked out, for some time now. That's there's not a whole lot more thought into that than that. I think most teams travel and the night before the game and go.
I just meant as opposed to leaving in the morning, that you arrive in the early evening. That's the only reason.
Oh, you're not talking about like we used to do at UOP when we play Oregon and we leave at 6 a.m. in the morning and fly up on Saturday morning? Yeah. Matter of fact, now that you brought that up, I was coaching at UOP at the time. We were playing Oregon. I think it was in the first game of the year. And by our budget, we stayed out of the hotel, business and all that. So we got up in Stockton at 6 o'clock, to fly at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's just as fogged in the valley as you can get. And we get delayed, and we finally get out. And we were going to have a pregame meal at Denny's. And so what happened is we were so late that we're at Denny's and the guys are eating and we're taping up, and the guys are sitting up on the tables, and then Denny's, we're taping and rush to the stadium to get to the game. It was actually a pretty good game. It was actually a pretty good game. For the Tigers, that means it was somewhere close.